Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. And we are pleased to be joined by the most recent winner on the Cars Tour in North Wilkesboro. That, of course, is Landen Lewis. Hey, Landon, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. So I gotta ask you, to win on national TV, first time that the Cars Tour has been in, has had a lot of eyeballs on them. Like I think it peaked at over 300,000 viewers. And you being the one that won, what was that like for you to win at North Wilkesboro and to get to do all the things that you did that night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, winning at North Wilkesboro was really cool. Being able, really, it started on Thursday. Being able to qualify on the pole, that was super special. Kind of going around to everyone and talking to the media and doing that whole thing was honestly pretty neat and something that I've never really been able to do. So that was really cool. And then, I mean, getting the pole and then leading every lap and winning at Wilkesboro and getting to ride the elevator. There was just a lot of super special things going on throughout that night. And to be able to win two in a row in the car store is something that means a lot to me. The car store is not easy, and if you can win two in a row, it's definitely special.
What has this season been like? A lot of new venues, a lot of new things, especially with with the new ownership coming in a few years ago. But how has the season been for you? Because, visiting at a lot of tracks you're pretty familiar with, visiting a new track that, in Cordeal that not everyone was familiar with. But
Yeah.
what has this season been like overall?
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's been bad. It's definitely been way better than last year for sure, as far as my stats, I guess you can call it. I haven't qualified the best throughout the year. It's kind of that part has kind of been an up and down, like roller coaster. We'll get it like the last 2 weeks we've qualified really well and we've won both races. So the weeks before that we were qualifying towards the back and I would drive up to the top 10 and finish inside the top five or top 10 every single time. I mean, but it's just super hard to drive from the back every single weekend. And by the time you get inside the top 10, you just really used everything up that you have. So it's, it's been good. But at the same time, it's also been an up and down season. But I think as far as points wise, it's been really well being able to finish inside the top 10 every single race and not finishing outside of it.
Yeah. It's a race for Kevin, and I know how much being a part of Team Hornaday, as well as being a part of, Kevin Harvick Incorporated, which you currently work at.
Yeah.
What has it been like to get to know the Harvicks, not just as Kevin, but Delana, Keelan, and Piper, and all those guys?
To be able to, I guess the biggest thing as far as first Kevin, being able to meet him for the first time, what, 5 or 6 years now. So it's been a while, but they've been Kevin, Delana, Piper, Keelan. They've all been a huge part in my life. Kevin and Delana have been special to me and have done a lot of things for me in this short period of time. And I said in my interview a couple weeks ago that, I would love to stick with them for a long time and hopefully forever. They've just done so much for me in my career and giving me a place to race at, giving me a place to work at, and enjoy what I do. That's super special to me. And obviously, Piper and Keelan, they're like little brothers and sisters to me. Keelan's like a little brother that I never had. So we fight every now and then and get in arguments, but it's all out of love. And being able to have Piper ride around the racetrack with me after Wilkesboro, that was super special. And they've just been a huge part of my life for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we are racing this week. Off the Cars Tour was off last week as you guys get back to Langley. You're in a pretty tight points battle with you and Connor Hall and Cade and all those guys. What is it going to take to really just have a lot of success at these upcoming tracks? Because Cars Tour season it goes by fast.
It definitely goes by fast. That's for sure. I mean, I think we're on the sixth race now, so we're approaching that halfway mark, and just it's been tough as far as like you said, the car store's not easy, and the points battle. I mean, it can change at any second. We left Wilkesboro leading. We went into Wilkesboro second, 4 points out. So now I think we're 12 points ahead. So the points wise, that part of it, it can swing really fast and go the opposite direction for you. So just trying to knock out good runs and jeopardizing our season by one bad run. The biggest thing is just finishing the races and putting yourself in the right positions and not making overly aggressive moves to put yourself in that bad position. And I feel like that's something that I've really worked on a lot this year to be better at. Last year, a part-time deal, but still just I feel like I kept putting myself in wrong positions, just trying to be overly aggressive and trying to like set the world on fire. And I feel like that really just hurt me as the race went on because I just put myself in bad spots. And these cars are so simple, but again, they're also very touchy at the same time. So if you knock the toe out a little bit or do something stupid like that, it can jeopardize the race. I mean, just like you saw last night with Kyle Larson, hit the wall, knocked toe out, and it was terrible after that. So the race cars are touchy, and you can't destroy them trying to drive through the field. So just trying to finish races.
So, on the driving side and all that, but you've also kind of improved yourself on the on the outs on the all the things that you have to do outside of the car, which I've learned a lot about in the last few years just with what I do. What has that side been like going and, talking to partners, talking to, fans, media, all that other stuff, and social media as well? How have you outside of the car, how have you been in that way and how have you improved in that?
I mean, I definitely feel like I've improved. I don't think I'm great. I'm not perfect at it. No one's perfect at it, but um, racing is a lot more than just driving. Really, everything is done as far as your sponsors and you're meeting your fans and doing interviews like I'm doing right now. Like all that stuff matters throughout the week. And racing's just a really a 2 day thing or a 1 day thing, but it all leads up, starting Monday. Like, you have to do your interviews. You have to, I work on my race car and I work at KHI full time. So I'm working throughout the day and then you get home at night and I have to prep for everything and make sure I'm prepared as far as showing up to these new racetracks or racetracks that I've been to before. So just trying to prepare myself and also do everything else correctly and not shortcut everything.
How many new tracks? I mean, I'm sure you've been to a lot of these places, before. You mean, Anderson's coming up, Caraway, Dominion, in a few months. What about a lot of these places that have you been to all of them, or what are some of the things that you're most looking forward to? I don't know. You never want to look ahead, but I'm pretty sure, like, there's a lot of places that you are excited to go to.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places that I'm excited to go to. Anderson I have been to before, Caraway I've been to before. So the racetracks coming up, I've really been to them all. But again, like it's like for one legend car to a late model is a lot different. So trying to prepare myself and be prepared for those racetracks that I haven't been to in a late model yet. But the racetracks that I have been in a late model, if I struggled at them, I have to get better at them. Everyone's always working to get better. So I have to do my job. And, like South Boston, that's on the schedule for this year. And we struggled there last year. Really, we just were no good. So just trying to prepare myself as much as possible to do better and not have that bad run like we had last year. So it just all comes down to being prepared and trying to be the most prepared as you possibly can for anything that happens. And it just all comes down to watching last year's race and watching all my videos from last year and watching in-car videos from other people. Like there's so many different things you can do to prepare and having Kevin and Ron and all that to lean on. It's huge and it helps me a ton.
So you I know that you got a lot on your plate and you've got a lot of things going on. How do you like find time for, like, you know, yourself, if you know what I mean?
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't. I mean, I think that's one of my weak points is I don't make time for myself, and I've want to make it so bad in racing that I know that, I only have a certain amount of years to be able to, conquer that or try to go after that. So, those later dates of, you can always, I guess, push it back as far as making time for yourself, but at the same time, you can't. So, just trying to balance that with my racing and everything. But again, like I told you, I know I only have a certain amount of years that I can make this work and race for a living, and so I have to do everything I possibly can to, focus on that and try to do everything possible to make it happen.
Absolutely. Um, so, you know, tell me about Langley. What's it going to take to get a solid result? And for people that may not know a lot about that track or just the little nuances that drivers know, what is that place like, and how do you feel like your chances are this weekend?
I mean, I feel like I'm really pretty good. I mean, we've had really solid cars the last 2 weeks, so that helps going into it, knowing that we're kind of on this momentum wave and we're just going to ride it as long as possible. Langley is really fun. I was there last year and I was able to race the late model with the Cars Tour, and we honestly were really good. We led a couple laps and ran up front, qualified 1-2 with both KHI cars on the front row. So we were honestly really good there last year. So we'll just see kind of where it goes. And Langley's fun. It's very flat. I like it just because there's so many different lines you can run and different things you can do to be better at it. So we're going to, Connor's home track, so there'll be a lot of pressure as far as on him. So just trying to do the best I can and not make stupid mistakes and screw everything up in one race.
Yeah. All right. Well, Landon, thanks for spending some time with us, and best of luck at Langley this weekend.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come on here and do this again. And I want to thank everyone for making this possible. Ron, Kevin, Candace, just everyone on that side of it. All my sponsors, MMI, 704 Hemp, Brent Source. There's so many people that are a part of this that makes this happen. And obviously, I'm probably forgetting about a ton, but they know who they are, and I can't thank them enough.